you now, all right, a variation that I can do from the deep half guard, okay? So, let's get over here, please. Guys, let's start, all right, from like in the shoot position, where I want to get closer, to my opponent in order to get into the deep half guard, okay? So I'm gonna throw the underhook, my hand goes inside his leg, all right? So I got over here, and if I want to play, deep half guard, I needed to, let's turn a little bit, I needed to swing my legs to get underneath of my opponent over here, all right? But now I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna use my hook, all right? So what I would do is this, guys. I will escape my hip and then flip my foot inside, okay? So I escape my hip a little bit, and now I lift my foot a little bit to throw my hook inside, okay? So guys, once you throw my hook inside, everything will rely on his reaction. What I mean is, like, if my opponent doesn't do anything, I will keep scooping underneath of him until I put myself in an X-guard position or in a single leg X position, right? I'm gonna show you this too. So I'm over here. He doesn't react, right? So I use my right leg to pull myself under him, and then I'm already playing X-guard over here, and I can start to attack in many ways from there, all right? However, if my opponent reacts, and what I mean when he reacts, if he, for example, just a second, if I put my hook inside and he extended the other leg back and hugged my head, all right, and now I'll have problem to go to X guard, all right? I'll have a problem to go underneath of him. Pass my guard, all right? So I'm vulnerable in this case, in this situation, all right? Let's change the English. So guys, I grab the leg, all right? I put my hook inside, but when he starts to extend the leg back over here, instead of I pull his leg to me, I'll use my right hand to trap his elbow, okay? And instead of I slide underneath of him, what I will do is I'm gonna pull my right leg on the ground here at the same time that elevate my hook, and then start to sweep, okay? One more time here. So we can start off on the shoot position, all right? I go to the deep half guard, and then I'll put my hook inside here. As soon as he starts to extend his leg backwards and start to smash my face over here, I have two options. One is insist on the position, all right? It's not like a clever option. And the second one is to put my right hand, stay tight, my right hand here, all right? Trap his elbow. At the same time that I elevate my elbow, and I use my hook to counter him, okay? I'm gonna show now from other angles the same position. Hey guys, I want to show you now, all right, how we can use the butterfly guard when my opponent is like applying pressure pass, all right? An example of pressure pass over here is when, Ashish is able, let's go to this window, when he's able to put my back on the floor and shut down the underhooks over here, all right? So I don't have a leverage on my legs. The reason is he's putting my ankles really close to my butt, and he's like right on top of my feet over here, so I don't have leverage to push him away. And I also don't have, the space that I needed to put the underhook, all right? So when that happened, right, what I'm gonna do over here is to first thing, put my hand on his belt, right on top of his lower back over here, all right? He's really tight, it's like with a good base over here. And because I don't have a leverage with my leg here, I'm gonna change the angle of my body in a way that I can acquire leverage. How? I'm going to use my free hand to frame his knee, like this, okay? And then, as I extend my arm, I'm going to start to turn my hip to the opposite side, just a little bit, all right? So just to gain some space. It's not only my arm, it would be like really, really hard for me to get this space just by using my arm because, you know, he's already on top of me. So he's grabbed here like against my body, all right? And his leg is always, you know, will be always stronger than my arm. So I'm going to use my arm and my leg, like this, all right? So as soon as I gain this space, I can turn a little bit more, all right? So now what I will do is this, guys. I'm going to transfer my hand from his knee to his elbow, all right? And I come up right here towards my shoulder, okay? At the same time that I'm going up, I'll use the hand on the belt to pull him on top of me. The goal of pull him on top of me is to release my other leg back, all right? Because now I can angle my body and start to apply the sweep, all right? One more time. So we're working the situation where my back's on the floor, he's shut down on the hook, he's really, really heavy over here, all right? So the first thing that I will do is to grab the belt over there, okay? Keep our hooks really tight all the time, don't keep our foot loose, all right? That's a way of control that we have over here. And the second step over here is to find my leverage, okay? I don't have any leverage here, at least from my point of view, you know, I can't find anyone. So I rather use my hand to frame the knee and use my leg to help it out, like this. And now I can start to turn my body, all right? As soon as I'm able to turn my body, I'll transfer my left hand to his arm over here. At the same time that, you know, I lean my head towards my left and I pull him to me, like this. To come up, okay? Let's change the position. Guys, important detail over here is that I don't use my hook too much, all right? I use more my hips. So when I pull him to me, what I'm looking for, I'm looking to bring my other leg behind this leg, because instead of I lift my foot, I'll raise my hip and keep him like really, you know, like really tight on top of me. So I get the belt, I frame. Watch this, guys. I bend my bottom leg and then I raise my hip, you know, to get the sweep. Okay, I'm gonna show two more times in different angles over here. Guys, I want to talk to you now about the relationship between the headquarters position and the butterfly guard. Okay, so I want to bring to you guys some options to you guys deal against the headquarters position by using your hooks. Okay, so guys, let's start over here. Basically, you know, with some concepts. Let's do a little bit more like this. Guys, usually when my opponent is on the headquarters position, he's gonna grab my collar and my leg back there. Okay. So that's usually the position that, you know, we are facing. And the way that I like to do, that I like to, you know, move against this position is, number one, put my right hand on the collar, always, all right? The hand on the collar gives me a sense of, you know, attack and defense. I can use it to break his posture, to push him away. If I'm feeling threatened, I can, you know, like reset everything. So the hand on the collar is really useful to me, okay? Guys, my other hand, that changes, all right? What I mean is, like, as I have my right hand on the collar, my left hand can be either on his sleeve, you know, or on his ankle, so that hand will change. And by changing, you know, my grab, I can change the way that, you know, he can pass my guard, all right? So if I grab the sleeve, he can do some type of like tripod pass, for example, like put his weight on my, exactly, his weight on my chest and walk around. And if I grab his ankle, he doesn't have this pass. I'm trapping his leg over here. So what he can do, he can do some type of like pressure pass. He can start to go lower, hug my head, and then start to smash him over here. But the good thing about everything about this is I don't need it to be overwhelmed about everything that he can turn against me. All right, I can choose what I feel more ready to face. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is like knowing that he cannot throw this leg back in the situation, and he might be like a little lower to control my head and put pressure on me. Now once I understand his possibilities, I can understand my possibilities. So in this situation over here now, I have it to be ready for my attacks. In this case over here, guys, instead of I push him away, if I let go of his leg, like now he can drop the knee and start like put so much pressure on me. There's few things that I like to do and I want to share with you guys. So for this situation, let's turn a little bit more. For this situation over here where he's coming lower, put pressure on me, what I do, guys, is this. Instead of I push him away, I use my right hand here. I throw my right arm over his shoulder in order to grab his belt. You might think like now, like, okay, Thomas, you're doing this, but what about the arm triangle? He can catch your arm, pass your guard, and force you to tap. Once again, guys, once I know what can become a problem to me, all right, that helps me to understand how I need to move like properly. So when he's coming here, when he's like getting lower and controlling my head and I go here, what I would do, guys, is this. I'll set up my hand on the belt, but I don't let my arm like loose, my arm weak. I bring my elbow down against the back of his neck over here. So my elbow is nice and heavy. If I ask him to go to the arm triangle, go to the arm triangle, he doesn't have any type of power to threaten me over here. All right, guys? So I like to grab the belt, but I cannot forget to drop my elbow like nice and heavy. Okay? Guys, about this leg over here is also like an important detail over here, right? I cannot keep my arm under my own leg. I need to throw my other arm over in order to grab his pants. Anywhere over here in between his foot and his knee, all right? So I'm gonna secure my grip over here, okay? And as soon as I grab his pants, I will drop my foot, okay? And I will start to extend my hook here in order to come up, throw him over my head. Okay, one more time. So guys, that's one of my favorite moves when my opponent is putting pressure on me. Maybe with the underhook or controlling my head. Once he's putting pressure on me, I throw my arm over immediately and then drop my elbow like nice and heavy. I grab the pants and I keep pulling, I keep pressing my elbow down because now he can't base. And I'm able to come on top, okay? Remember to use every single thing you guys have, okay? What I mean is like, your ganchos, please. Start to grab my head. What I mean is like, use your arm, use the other hand, like, move your hand like upwards, put your foot on the ground, extend your hook, use everything, guys, over here. And then you roll over your shoulder, stand up on top, okay? So, it's a really powerful sweep, one of my favorites. Against big guys as well. Actually, I developed this sweep by watching Bruno Malfacini training and competing. All right, he used to do that in other situations. I was like analyzing, when he was training, I was like paying attention about how he was able to do that. I never asked this position for him, but by watching, like his fights, the way he was training, he probably did with this position with me as well. I was able to bring this position to my game, and that's been really useful to me since then. Okay, so one more time here, really quick. Okay, so he's here, he's hugging. And then I'm able to come on top. Okay, guys, as I said before, once I grab the ankle, all right, he doesn't have the higher guard passes like X-pass, tripod pass, and so on. But once I grab the sleeve, right, he might be able to use the leg. So I have to be ready for those situations as well. Can you come to the side now, please? So, you know, as I said before, I like to keep my right hand on the collar, but my left hand that changes. So in case that I grab this sleeve, what I do, guys, I be really aware about his footwork. As he wanna pass my guard, and I try to use my right leg to stop him, not a chance, all right? It's gonna be a nightmare for me, and he will like bring a lot of problems when he's trying to pass. But as he's like walking around and so on, my other leg is free, all right? So regardless the way that you wanna pass my guard, what I mean is like tripod pass or X pass. Turn one X pass over here, shift please. Let's turn over to the side. Yes. X pass, like this. I'm able to stop him, all right, by using my available leg and also to counter him, okay? So the way that I like to do to sweep him, let's work the tripod pass. Is this, guys. As he throw the leg back, I place my hook inside, keep holding my hands, please. Like this, okay? And then my left hand goes to his elbow, to his shoulder, and my right hand goes to his sleeve, all right, or his wrist over here. As I pull his shoulder down, I extend my leg up a little bit more, and I'm able to, you know, gain the sweep. Okay, one more time. Use the tripod passage, please. Like put your legs backwards, yes, and go around like this. Go again. Put your weight here and throw both of your legs back and keep it there, like this. So I throw my hook inside. My knee should be like facing upwards, and then my left hand goes to his shoulder, and my right hand goes to his sleeve over here. As I pull his shoulder down, I extend my leg. So I will be able to either stop his pass or sweep him. Okay, one more time. So he's over here, I'm grabbing the sleeve and the collar. As soon as he starts to pass, I switch my hooks. So now this hand goes here, behind his armpit, and my other hand goes to the sleeve. I pull his shoulder towards me, and elevate my hook to come up on top, all right? Okay, I want to show it to you now, all right, both of the situations. So once again, try to feel comfortable, because you are able to choose the type of pass, the guard pass that you want to face, all right, against you. So if you're feeling more comfortable, if you grab the ankle, make sure that, you know, your opponent is gonna be lower, okay? Maybe to go knee cut, maybe to apply pressure, grab your head, and if you're not grabbing the ankle and you're grabbing the sleeve, he's gonna probably use his legs, you know, to walk around, do some type of X pass or tripod pass and so on, okay? So once again, I grab the ankle, I immediately grab the belt. Elbow nice and heavy. I grab the pants as well. So now I use everything, watch. I use both of my arms, both of my legs to throw him over. One more time. One more time. And the second one, you know, when I'm not grabbing the ankle, I know that, you know, he can walk around, he can use his legs to pass my guard. So what I will do is to use my leg, my left leg, which is the leg that's available, to pull his shoulder down, grab the sleeve, and initiate my sweep. Okay, one more time. So there's like you know, few possibilities for you to use your hooks against the headquarters position. There's, you know, way more for you to use, but by understanding this concept of, you know, what possibilities your opponent have, and understanding that the proper technique that you can apply, you know, everything's gonna be easier to you guys. Not only defend the headquarters position, but also use your hooks to counter, to attack, to defend yourself. Guys, I want to show you now how we can use the butterfly guard when we are like in a close guard situation. Okay, actually, it's like a transition, right? So I want to show you first, like the reason why should I go from the close guard to the butterfly guard, right? Actually, you know, if I'm here, if I'm in the close guard, I should be trying to finish my opponent like, you know, as much as I can. Like go to chokes, go to umbars, all right? Like start to try keep him close in order to finish the fight, okay? But other times, my opponent, he's gonna do like a good push over here in a way that I'm not feeling that he's far away from me, he's defending my attacks, but he's also like getting closer to open up my guard, all right? So once I realize that he's opening up my guard over here, if I don't move like quick, he can start attacking me like right away. He can start to shoot like over, you know, put pressure on me and so on. So guys, what I like to do when I realize that, you know, my opponent's about to open my guard is I like to open my guard first, right? I don't want to allow him to initiate the attacks. Once I realize that he has like such a good push over here, I will start to open my guard, all right? In a situation where I can defend myself and then I'll start to think about my attacks, all right? In this situation over here, like with the foot in the hip, I'm controlling the distance. He cannot like come closer to me. So I have time to choose the guard that I want to play. Maybe spider guard, maybe lasso guard, you know. But the butterfly guard is also like an amazing possibility over here. So when he's doing a really good posture, what I would do, guys, is basically grab something, this collar, the other collar, or the arm. All right, I needed to grab something to have a certain control over his posture. And when I open my guard, I want to immediately control the distance by having my foot on the hip. Okay. As you can see, I'm also grabbing this sleeve because if I let his arm free, he can grab my pants, push my leg down, and start attacking over here. So I like to grab this sleeve because now I'm protecting my leg, I'm controlling the distance, I'm controlling the posture, and I can start to sit up, switch my hooks, and getting closer to him. And I'm already playing butterfly guard over here, all right? I can choose in between, use my hand on the collar, my hand on the other collar, or the underhook to attack him over here, okay? One more time. So he's doing a good posture over here, all right? I'm not able to break his posture. So in order to open my guard attacking him, I will grab this sleeve, I'll grab the collar, and I'll put my foot on the hip to control the distance. As soon as I have my foot on the hip, I will throw my other leg inside to start to sit up, lean my head closer to his shoulder, and then I start to attack him from the butterfly guard, right? Other angles. Show up. Let's work now how we can pull from standing to the butterfly guard, okay? So I want to give you, you know, like some tips over here. Guys, first thing over here, like the most common grip that we have is collar, all right, and elbow, all right? Let's feed over here. So collar and elbow over here, right? That's a classic grip that we have, all right? Where, you know, I can, you know, start to take him down. I can pull him to my open guard, close guard, and more, okay? What we're gonna do is the butterfly guard. So what I will do in order to pull him to my butterfly guard, I will step a little closer to him, and then as soon as I step, I throw my hooks inside. All right, that's the first thing. So I step closer, I step closer, and then I throw my hooks inside at the same time that I sit back. Okay, one time. Other side. All right, guys, so that's the first thing that I have to do. Guys, the second thing that I'll do over here is to angle my body to this side. All right, so why am I turning my hip to my right side? Because I'll be controlling this arm over here. So when I turn, what I do is I drop my opposite leg, I turn, and I pull him to me. And as soon as I'm pulling, I extend my leg and extend also my arm. Okay, one more time. Let's come to the side again. So I pull. Now I drop my foot, and as I drop my foot, I turn, I pull, and then I push him away. One more time over there. So I grab the collar, I grab the arm, I step a little closer, and then I throw my hooks. As I throw my hooks, I need to turn, so I drop my foot, and as I'm turning, right, as I skip my hip, I'm already pulling him to me. And as you can see, I'm also like bringing his elbow inside. Now I push, and end up on top. I'm gonna do it a little faster to you now. Let's go with this angle over here. I want to share with you now, all right, some solid drills of the butterfly guard, all right? So I want to share to you, some movements that you can do by yourself, and all these moves is going to help you when you're playing butterfly guard, all right? So first thing that we're going to do, the first move is actually a regular butterfly sweep, all right? How that works when I don't need to elevate my hook too much, but I need to understand how I'm going to fall, never with my back on the ground when I have the underhook. I need to always fall to my side, all right? So what are we gonna do, to practice this first drill is to put one leg forward and the other leg backwards over here, all right? Imagine that you're close to your opponent, all right? And then as you drop your shoulder, you raise your foot, all right? And as you're raising your foot, it's important you guys lift your hip a little bit and bend the other leg, like this, all right? So it's a really easy drill to you guys practice, all right? Once again, I just stay like forward, I lean forward, I drop on my shoulder, I elevate my hook, and as your guys are feeling more comfortable with this drill, you guys can practice both sides like right away. Like I drop, all right, so that's the first drill. Remember to keep your hook tight, all right? Don't let your foot loose. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen people do, especially white and blue belts. Like curve your foot as you're moving to one side and another, all right? Guys, the second drill, all right, is is the high hook sweep from the butterfly guard, okay? So that's when my opponent, he posts the knee, he's resisting a little bit more. So that's a great alternative to you guys use. And the way that we're gonna practice this right now by ourselves is like this. We drop same way, but as I'm dropping, I elevate my hook, I elevate my hip, and extend my bottom leg all the way up, like this. All right, so now I go back and I can change sides as you guys are, feeling more comfortable about this drill. gonna change the angle over here. So put your shoulder on the ground, and as your shoulder goes down, extend your bottom leg and extend the top leg as well. Like this, okay? Guys, the third drill, that we use, once again, when my opponent's resisting, when I needed to change the side of my sweep like quick, all right? It's like something like I'm trying to sweep, my opponent's defend, I needed to go to the other side, all right? So it's like a switching sides butterfly sweep drill, okay? So what are we gonna do basically is keep one foot on the ground, toes on the mat, all right? And I go to one side, I raise my hip, and then I'm gonna spin to the other side without drop my hip, all right? I'm not gonna do this, all right? That's not what I'm gonna do. What I'm gonna do is elevate my hook, all right? And then I'm gonna spin where I am, like this, all right? And as one hook goes down, my other hook goes up, okay? You guys can, make combinations with this drill, like start to sweep, and come up. Once again, I start to sweep and come up. But this sense of you're switching sides quick and in a good way, all right, in a proper way, it's gonna give you a better sense of of butterfly sweep, change directions, all right, and so on, all right, guys. Our fourth drill now, all right, is when we have the double under, all right. So the butterfly is not here, only here, all right. When I'm sideways, when I have a good underhook, some other times you guys gonna face yourself like straight with your opponent, all right. So this drill is pretty simple, all right. What I'm gonna do, and that will give you, my goal of this drill to you is to you guys acquire the sense of scoop underneath, all right, because one problem of the double under is when we drop our back, all right, we pull our opponent like to us without move properly. If I'm fighting against a guy that's not really strong, really big, and I do this move, it's gonna be really, really hard for me to lift him up and attack him. So what I have to do is to use my feet on the ground to scoop under, all right, and lift my hooks right away, all right. So as my back goes down, my hooks goes up, like this, and we can start to do like this movement at the same place, like this. I go back, but we can also practice this move like in a line, all right, like a hip escape. I can like go and keep it going. All right, so there's other there's other options for you guys to work this drill. Guys, let's drill that I can suggest to you to you guys improve your butterfly guard. It's more like a realistic drill, right? What it means, like, it's more when I'm fighting against a really good guy, and I needed to scoop under and lift my hook, strap the arm like right away, do many things at the same time, all right? So that's more an advanced drill, all right? Even though it's for like a regular sweep or for like a more advanced sweep, all right? But this drill is gonna, help you guys a lot to give this sense of, do many things at the same time. Okay. So what we're gonna do is this, guys. I'm gonna scoop underneath and bring my leg behind mother leg immediately. So as I slide forward, I bring this leg back. And as I'm sliding, I'm dropping my shoulder to my side, all right? Another thing that we have to do at the same time. So here, all right? As you can see, I'm dropping my shoulder and I'm already elevating my hip, elevating my leg. And as you're pressing that, you guys can choose in between, keep your leg bended or extend your leg, like this. Like this. And then you guys can, play around and see other options to practice this drill, all right? So guys, 5 drills to practice, all right? All about butterfly guard. and I hope you guys like it. It's really good drills. I really recommend you guys to use as a warm up. That will help you to improve your sense of butterfly guard, how you have to sweep, how you have to engage, and so on. Guys, I want to show you now some drills. Drills are a really important thing to you guys make your position more automatic. All right, you guys gonna achieve like muscle memory, and you guys gonna use always the proper technique instead of the strength. Okay, so the first drill that we will do over here is really easy. Okay, I will get closer to my opponent. I'll have a good underhook. I'll control his arm. All right, as I fall to my side, I'll lift him up a little bit. And then I go back, and as soon as I go back, I'll post my hand, change sides, get the underhook, and go to the other side. So I post my hand, as I fall to my side, I lift him up a little bit, try to stay connected, and then as soon as you land over here, post your hand to move to the other side. Okay, I'm gonna show a little faster now on this angle over here. So check it out. So that's the first one. Butterfly sweep, really basic drill. Guys, another drill for you. We're gonna work now when he lifts one of his knees, alright? So I will secure my hand, one hand on the collar, one hand on the sleeve, and the Ashish will lift this leg over here. And sometimes you get confused about what you have to do. So when he lifts this leg, I will work the single leg X, alright? So I'm gonna turn my chest to put my hook inside, and then I will scoop underneath of him. At the same time that I pick him up, and then I pinch my knees over here. And then, with the same grip, he's gonna put the other leg now in between my legs. So in this case over here, I will turn, I will fall to my side, at the same time that I flip my foot in, I pull him to me, poster hand, please, and then I throw him that way. Okay, so that's a good way for you to don't get confused when we have like a setup and he lifts, one leg or another. Okay, one more time. So I turn, single leg X over here. He lifts the knee, lift the other knee. Guys, another flow over here to you. What we're gonna do now is a transition from close guard, all right? And then from the close guard, we're gonna open to the butterfly guard and go back to the close guard, all right? So we're gonna start when, Ashish is making good posture. I'll escape my head, control the distance by having a foot on the hip, and then I come up over here, all right? So I'll be looking to sweep him, but he'll post the hand. So yes, as soon as he posts the hand, I'll square up over here, I'll get the double under, and he's gonna put all his weight on top of me. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna kick him away, like this. So if my head is on my left side, I'll take my left leg out first. And now as I fall to my left side over here, I recover to the close guard, right? And then we do the same thing to the other side. So I control, 1, 2, I start to sweep. We post again. Screw for angle. Yes. Guys, the third drill is from Hector. So we're gonna work a transition. Will be wrist control. I will rock my leg in order to get a good underhook and post my head on his shoulder. And then I will escape my hip, and now I switch my hooks over here to go to the other side. So I control the wrist, I come up, I escape my hip, and now I put the hook over here. Right? I'm gonna show from a different angle and a little faster over here. So I grab the wrist, I rock my leg up and down. Side.